Prismatic Evolutions ETB. You might think that given the date and this being post May 10th, this is probably from GameStop. It's not. I was unable to get one from GameStop, even though I did go up to the big release. GameStop had a giant restock of Prismatic Evolutions ETBs this past week, but I was unsuccessful. They posted the number on the door the day before. They told you how much inventory they were going to get. They said they were getting 70 ETBs, but alas, so I already had two, and that's why we're opening this. I have an LGS who I go to, who I'm very close with, and she was able to sell these to me for around MSRP, which is great. And I didn't have to wait in a 2-hour line like I did at GameStop, even though I did wait. Because it's just funny comparing the two. Like being good with a local game store that does get these in versus having to deal with the big box retail store and the crazy line is like night and day. Like I got two of these, no problem. Walked in, had a good conversation with the woman who owns the store, grabbed them and left. Versus having to stand out in the hot sun for 2 hours just to realize that they didn't have any stock left. Wow, I actually really, I don't think I took a good look the first time we opened this. This is a nice pamphlet. I like it. I like all the rainbow colors. Very cool. We know the EVs are in there. I won't really bore us too much with the innards. The goal of this is really just to have fun and open some prismatic packs that I have so very rarely gotten to do on this channel. And I guess we'll see what. Oh, the EV even basic comes in the in with the dividers still. Okay, so they're just doing it for everything now. That's fine. I'll keep the prismatic sleeves. I'm sure somebody would enjoy them. Keeping these bricks of energy for tomorrow when I host my little local TCG event that I'm trying to help out at. And then dice coins, don't think we need. So we'll be getting rid of those and moving this bad boy out of the way. So, what happened with me on my my May 10th restock? Firstly, I hope everybody else had some better luck, or that their store, maybe got even more inventory than mine got. I know mine got 72 ETBs, but I saw some getting like 150, like real high numbers. So apparently they went pretty well. But my restock went that stores, GameStop's open at 10 a.m. So I'm gonna leave around like 9. Try to get out to my car, and a bird, dive, like carpet bombed my car, like left to right, just crapped on it. So I had to clean that off. So I got there a little bit later, and by the time I got up, also I'm assuming this is a good time as any for story time, because we're probably just going to pull absolutely nothing. Is that foil? That is not foil. Because continuing to hear the pull rates are crap. Hope this proves otherwise, but we'll try. So yeah, that happens. I get up late. I get up there. There's people immediately at the front, and the line is going down the block. There's probably about 40, 50 people in line. It's a lot, and there's people there in lawn chairs, which means they had been camping out the entire night. So I was like, well, okay. I was like, these guys definitely prepped, but I was like, that's still a pretty good chance. The moral, ethical, and philosophical dilemma that comes in is that GameStop is still allowing 2 per SKU per person, which means each person can at max get 2 ETBs, or they could choose to get 1, or they could just be going in there because they want to get a video game or something. Okay, Pokeball Shaman, put that to the side. And, oh, Lugia EX. Wait, what? You're in the main set? No freaking way. I thought he was only in that little box. What do we get? Flip a coin until you get tails for each heads. Discard an energy if your opponent's active. Oh, that's actually really fun. Oh, man. I like to pocket some of these more gimmick decks could take effect, because I would love to see this get some actual play. But for 140 and, a chance to discard, I don't know. But dang, that's a cool Lugia, man. Even the art's pretty clean. I don't mind it. I think you can see his body through the bottom. Very neat. So, yeah, I get there. I get myself in line, and the people that were around me is like, there's a mom and his kid who are like he's trying to go to baseball. He really wants to get some packs. So his mom was very nice to try to bring him there, but I ended up just being too long a wait, and they ended up leaving anyway. There was an older woman who was there, probably, I think, trying to get some for a grandkid. There was another girl who was there. There was a guy behind me who we were chatting for a while. He was very nice. We were just talking about the state of everything. Very chill, down-to-earth guy. So it was at least nice to have some conversation out past the 2 hours. We had another guy there who he had like look at a treasure tracker. So you got 5 Pokemon tool cards you'll put them in your hand. So this really only works with like Honchkrow, right? Is that the sole purpose of that card? Okay, and nothing else in there. Yeah, but he had like a way. I guess he had an API key for the local store. Don't know how he got it. It seems like he was very keen on catching restocks in the area and has a lot of tricks of the trade. But yeah, he spammed a little too much, and then he couldn't check his inventory much anymore. Yeah, it's interesting. He just kept trying to check numbers on it to see how many were left, and we were like right around the part in the line, another Pokeball, where we were like, it's 50-50 if we're getting it or not, right? Like we're like, the hope's not gone, but there's a fair good chance that we won't get anything. And then there was one guy who was a bit higher in the line. He was like self-proclaiming himself as basically like, he's like, listen, he's like, I think I'm gonna be the last one. I'll go in, I'll check for you guys, I'll get the official count for you guys. Really hope it works out. Blah blah blah. And we're like, all right, sure, sounds good. So the line finally gets up to him. He goes in and he tells us, hey, there's 10 left. And we're like, oh, thanks, Tom. Thanks. And then we look at his bag and he's got 2 ETBs. And we're like, bro, are you kidding me? He's like, all right, I'm sorry. And then he walked off. And we're like, okay. So then the one girl goes to go in. She goes, yeah, I'm going to go get my 1 box and another one for my boyfriend. And we're like, oh, there goes 2 more. So we're like down to 8. A few more people grab their one. God, can we please get something interesting? Nope, not at all. Nothing to be seen. Oh, I'm just going to put hollows over here. So then the line gets down, and I should mention there's one other person too who's like right in front of me. He has been here. He hasn't said a word the entire time. He's in pajamas. He's like looking at his phone, and he ended up being really chill. Like I ended up like getting to talk to him for a bit, and I was like, oh, he's just here to just divide. He was just he was just disassociating for a bit. He's right in front of me. So the line comes down to the GameStop API guy. It's the guy who's been standing there in his pajamas, and then it's me. So we get into the store, and would you know it, there are 2 boxes left, and we're like, crap. And the GameStop API guy turns around and he looks the sleepy time pajama guy dead in the eyes, and he goes, "I'm sorry, bro, but I'm taking both of them." And we were just dumbfounded. We're like, "Are you serious? Are you ever gonna have the nerve to look this guy dead in the eye and say, 'Yep, taking both. Sorry, you're not getting one.'" I felt so bad. I feel like I think I physically like patted him on the back and was like, "I'm sorry, buddy. That's so stupid." So yeah, that's kind of how that went. And GameStop near me is pretty severely underemployed, so it was just one person trying to get us all through the line, which is why it took so long. Um, but yeah, I ended up feeling real bad for the guy. He was like, "Yeah, I've been here since 9:30, just working this entire crowd." I was like, "Geez," like, I even bought him like a little just pizza or something. I was like, "Man, at least something to get you through the day, man." But I ended up getting some smaller stuff, and we'll open that in another video. But yeah, that was that was my not so great experience with whatchamacallit, with with the GameStop event. And yeah, that pretty much reflects the not so good experience with opening this. And that's kind of it. I was like, you know what? I don't really feel bad. I was like, I got a cool story out of it, and I didn't have to waste $60 to pull this, because this is what you expect out of 1 ETB. We got one of these ace specs. We've got a few Pokeball rares, some of that, and an EX. That's pretty. I see what people are saying. I get it. That's not fantastic. It's really not fantastic out of 1 ETB. But yeah, that's my story. Hope you guys had a better time of it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.